Hello everyone, Gamer here to say no to bruises and yes to heartbreak. This is the third and final part of the Persona 4 Golden Damageless challenge run. The run where we go through the entire game without getting tickled by a single enemy or boss fight. Everything in this video will be high spoilers of the last 3 dungeons of the game, so if you have not solved the murder mystery case yourself, I highly recommend clicking off this video and beat Persona 4 on your own before you watch this video. Everything from this point on will be high spoiler territory, so if you continue watching and you get spoiled, don't say I didn't warn you. So anyway, let's finish this run. First, we start off by maxing out Naoto, making her the 5th girlfriend to peg Yu in his room, and this grants her with the nullification to Light and Dark. We gain some skill cards through Chagall Cafe, allowing us to increase our evasion rates or gain nullifications to affinities. We also max out Diligence, making this our final social stat that we need to max out, and we max out the Tower social link with Shu. Also, on November 13th, we go on Naoto's first bike ride trip, and while we're only aiming to gain the Agility Grace skill, there's actually a big problem with Naoto's bike ride schedule. She has the shortest amount of days available for bike riding. 6 of them to be exact, and 5 of them being in the 3rd semester. If we miss 2 of these days, getting her Angelic Grace skill for the last 2 dungeons is out of the questions. It's quite inconvenient, but hey, that's how the developers made this game. In fact, there's no bike ride trips throughout all of December for any of the characters, but I don't plan to get any skills for anybody else, and I already did 5 bike rides with Yukiko and Rise, so no more bike rides till January, unfortunately. After the fog sets in, it turns out the forecast predicts nothing but fog as it doesn't seem to go away, and it's even fogging up the school hallways. And we soon find out that the TV world is leaking its metaphorical lies into our world as the glasses we use to see through the fog works outside the TV world too. I definitely love the ominous feel in this chapter of the game as you feel the weight of the situation is on your shoulders and there's no signs of it letting up. Soon we get a phone call from Adachi that Nanako's condition has gone worse and that we need to be there for her. And, well...
Big Bro... I'm scared.
Nanako! Nanako!
No matter how many times I watch this scene, this moment always gets to me. As someone who's watched his own cat die eye to eye as she got put down, I can relate to seeing a family member die. So, with bloody fury, we confront Namatame, and half the group suggests that we kill Namatame by throwing him into the TV. Now, it's easy to get a bad ending here, especially if you let your emotions get the worst of you. If you avenge Nanako, you get a bad ending. If you say revenge is wrong, you still get a bad ending. If you've been paying attention to the story, then your gut should tell you that you are missing something and that you need to calm everyone down because you're confident that you don't know the full truth yet. In doing so, we max out the Fool social link and start the Judgment social link known as the Seekers of Truth. So yes, it is possible to get the bad ending of Persona 4 Golden without taking damage. But obviously, a challenge run deserves a happier ending. Anyway, by pursuing the truth, Nanako resuscitates back to life, but Teddy goes missing. So the next couple of days, we spend the time searching for the truth. We come to the conclusion that Namatame isn't the killer and that he only kidnapped his victims as a means to save them, as he was just as deceived as we are. And on a snowy, foggy night, we have barely just enough intel to know who the killer is. I love this part of the game because it's a reveal that you have to figure out for yourself, and it's neither too obvious or random. Factor in all the facts, we conclude that it's the same guy who gets spoiled on the damn internet. Yeah, unfortunately for me, I was one of the unlucky bastards who got spoiled who the killer was before I even got to play the game. You can thank the dipshits who use Adachi in their video thumbnails and compare them to pancake memes and Dorkun memes. If you don't know the context behind those memes, don't look it up. So upon confronting Adachi, we got him to spill the beans as he escapes into the TV world, proving that he's the true killer. We then max out Teddy, gaining him a nullification to ice and triple the evasion chance to electric. After confronting Adachi and piecing everything together, we can start doing the 7th dungeon as early as December 8th. However, unlike the previous dungeons, it's best to save the 7th dungeon for the 22nd of December, as the game will fast forward to the 23rd upon completing it. So you want to spend the time bonding with social links before taking on the 7th dungeon. Now, as mentioned before, there's no bike ride trips available in December, and the same thing goes for the movie theater, so we can take this time to max out as many social links as possible. During this time, I do fishing to complete a few quests, I max out Kanji and Yumi's social links, and Sally can only romance one of them, and I get the Fox up to rank 9 and gain access to the beach, as we will make the effort to max the Fox in the 3rd semester. I chose to start the 7th dungeon on the 21st, and the reason why is because if I need better equipment in order to beat the boss's damage list, then I have the option ahead of time to do so. So we enter Magatsu Inaba, going after Adachi and completing the final fetch quest, and the final optional boss fight in Heaven. The Lost Okina pretty much did nothing, other than use Dakunda after I debilitated it, so I just debilitate with you and hit him with every strong magical attack. The final optional boss fight is that easy. And our reward is the Chakra Rain, which will be very useful for the final dungeon of the game once we unlock a certain 3rd awakened move. You can probably guess which one it is. Now, Magatsu Inaba requires you to go through another part of the dungeon called Magatsu Mandala, which has 6 floors in total. And unlike the previous dungeons, we have 2 mandatory mini-bosses to fight. The first one on floor 3 is the Chaos Fuzz, and the strategy to beat them is to just hit them. With 2 Megiddo lands from you and Naoto, we can move on. The second mini-boss, called Envious Giant, is at the end of a long spiral path on the 6th floor, and here we see the return of a fan favorite counter. Ah, no! Oh, did I mention this was another dungeon that took 3 streaming days to complete? It's not as long as the grind in the striptease, but the problem in Magatsu Inaba starts with trying to get past Envious Giant Damageless while everyone is already at level 99. And every single time we had to reset, I had to enter at the start of the 6th floor, go a long way around the path while ironically listening to a track called Long Way as we reached the boss after the music already started looping. I got so good at dodging these shadows right down to remembering their placements. Now, Envious Giant has a total of 3,333 HP. He is neutral to physical attacks and resists all elemental skills except for electric, which he drains, and he only has 3 skills: Megiddo Land, Tentarafu, and High Counter. He will always get first turn, so sometimes he'll start the fight with an almighty attack which every single party member has to dodge, as we have no means of nullifying the attack. And Tentarafu has the effects of brainwashing our allies to attack us. Now, the perk with this fight is that physical attacks do 4 times the amount of damage than usual, so while it sounds like common sense to just rush Envious Giant to death, the problem is that there's a 20% chance that our physical attacks will repel back at us. That might sound like a no big deal, but trust me when I say, High Counter in a damageless run feels like it has a high chance of countering back at us. So for once, the name of the skill actually lives up to itself. No.
Nice move, Yosuke-senpai.
Okay, you guys have your agility up and his agility is down. There's no reason that 3 of you should have got hit by that.
That's amazing, Yukiko-senpai.
1. At some point, I bring Kanji into the fight since he has the highest strength stat for physical damage. But even with Kanji's melee attack with Tarakaja and a debilitate debuff on Envious Giant can only do about 27% of the boss's HP, and since we have to worry about both an almighty attack hitting everyone and a 20% chance of physical repelling back at us, attack and melee only is not gonna work without some insane good RNG. I also brought Chie into the fight for more than half of the attempts, as she has a pupil for a good chance of critical damage, but even when using Revolution, a pupil, and high critical attack and melee weapons, I have never had an attempt where I managed to land a critical on Envious Giant. So I think it's safe to say that Envious Giant is immune to critical attacks. Now, one fortunate thing is that if he hits us with Tentarafu, there's a chance that Rise will pop in and get rid of all the ailments. And if not, there's a slim chance our party will snap allies out of the ailments. Now, this part took me so long to do, guys, so here's the rest of the hits for day 1. Dodge this, guys. Between days 1 and 2, I wrote down on a couple of sticky notes of what materials I needed to farm for in order to gain the best equipment to increase my party's damage and agility. Here's a list of what shadows I needed to fight for what materials in order to gain some useful equipment for both Envious Giant and Amino Sagiri. So day 2 of the stream was dedicated to gaining these materials, and then once I was done, I returned back to reality and got better equipment. I buy a weapon that increases Yosuke's stats by 3 points, I buy Yukiko a weapon to increase her magic stats by 10 points, which practically maxed out her magic stat to 99, and I got an accessory that can increase every party member's stats by 5 points. Needless to say, there is no excuse to not beat Envious Giant now with our stats buff by 5 points or more. And as for armor, we actually already have the best evasion protector for female party members, as it can be easily obtained from a shadow in the steamy bathhouse. But as for male party members, we just had to hope to get higher evasion armor out of the golden chest within Magatsu Mandala, as the best evasion armor can only be obtained from the Void Quest, but only on a rainy day. So we enter the dungeon on the 22nd of December and attempt to take down Envious Giant again. However, I go in with Yukiko, Naoto, and Kanji as I have a new strategy. Instead of using physical attacks to defeat the boss while worrying about high counter, we try using heavy fire attacks after Yukiko uses Fire Break on him. It took quite a number of tries before we could get a turn to really test this theory out. Everyone gets hit! Because why not? Alright, so... where's Egg Paladin? Is he not nodding the streams? You mean modding the streams, but okay. But, as far as I know, he's probably not around. Everyone's just saying hi to Magical. I mean, he made it a magical speed run. Multiple... or, he made a magical... I'm too... overwhelmed, guys. I'm too overwhelmed. I can't speak properly. Okay. Mind Charge with Naoto. Fire Break. Yeah, that is a possibility. We could probably grind for the ultimate weapon from the Reaper and use Ollie Dance and annul on you, and essentially just hope not to get hit once and hope to just lower his health down, but honestly that's just gonna take forever. It's gonna take forever. Honestly, I think just going in with a full party member is like a full party is right now our best shot. Yes! Okay, good. Everyone dodged the attack. Nice. Okay, Cert. Okay, let's do this. So everyone dodged the attack, so Ragnarok. Okay, and then we used Mind Charge with Naoto, so let's Agidine. Oh my god, we're so close, guys!
So persistent.
Oh my god.
Wow, it's
Should I go with electric or physical? Okay, guys, we are close. But if I use a physical, I can get repelled back. A 20% chance to get repelled if I use physical. Alternatively, I could use Zeodyne, or I could use one of these. But will this be enough damage? So what do you guys think? Should I use a Megatama? Should I use electric or a physical? What do you guys think? We did it! Yes! Yes, we did it! We beat an envious giant Damageless! Yes! 28 hits and we did it! Oh my god! We did it! We actually did it! I can't believe it, guys! I'm the first goddamn person in the entire world to beat Envious Giant Damageless! It's actually possible! So that was a good move to use a 150 damaging item, because I wasn't sure if Zeodyne with Kanji is gonna surpass 150, and that's if the attack even hits, because remember, Envious Giant he drains electric. No, Envious Giant drains electricity, so I would have actually increased his health. So no, using a Magatama was a good move. Okay. Yes! You were here. Yes, you were. Let's go. Yes! Oh my god, I can't believe it's possible. Let's go home out of here. Get to a save point as soon as possible. Wow, I'm never going to be able to replicate that ever again, guys. So, with Envious Giant finally defeated Damageless after 28 failed attempts, we do some material grinding to complete 2 quests in the 3rd semester and confront Adachi at the end of Magatsu Inaba. Here, he gives the typical world sucks speech and we fight him. Now, Adachi is easy. Just like Lost Okita, you debilitate with you, mind charge with Naoto and Yukiko, attack with Teddy, and Adachi's first move will always be a Heat Riser which only resets his stats back to neutral. So we hit him with a Ragnarok, a Mind Charge Agidyne, Bufadine, and another Mind Charge Agidyne, and that's it! Adachi is that easy to beat Damageless. But just like the striptease, we have 2 boss fights to deal with. After Adachi's defeat, he gets controlled by another Japanese spirit of fog named Amino Sagiri. He gives a great speech that I really love to listen to, as it shows why posts like these still exist to this day. And will probably still exist once this game gets re-released very soon, but anyways, the shadows that we see on the Midnight Channel are over-exaggerated forms of how people see the kidnapped victims, or wish to see out of the kidnapped victims. The lies of Namatame being believed as the killer, Yukiko being the heir or the princess to her own inn, Kanji's feminine hobbies being stereotyped as something that only queer people are into, BS deceptive lies with hidden truths that humanity prefers to suppress and not see. I could probably write a whole essay or do a whole video on how much I love the themes in this game and how well they are handled, or how often they are misunderstood by the community. But you guys are here to see Amino Sagiri beat a Damageless, so let's get to that instead. So we fight a giant fog machine disco ball rejected from Block 5 of Tartarus, and unlike Envious Giant, we have the first turn to debilitate Amino and prepare our attacks. Now, unlike the previous boss fights, almost all boss fights from here on out will have 2 turns per turn, making it harder for us to end up damageless by the end of the fight. But also, unlike Envious Giant, where he can use 1 out of 2 different skills, Amino Sagiri can use like a dozen different skills, as he has a huge library of attacks ranging from physical, elemental, God's Judgment to half our HP with light attacks, Megidola, and Foolish Whisper to silence our allies, and there's no way to predict what he's going to use beforehand, as it's completely random. Garadine. No! So before starting my second attempt, I make sure to give Trumpeter an Absorb Fire and Wind so every single affinity is protected on you except for Almighty attacks. And while Amino Sagiri's skills are unpredictable, there is a workable strategy. Once he reaches past 25% on his HP, he will use Nebula Oculus, which is essentially a stronger Megidola. But as long as this triggers while Auto Masakukaja is active, we have the best evasion chance we got. And if his health reaches below 50%, he will use Bewildering Fog. During this, we are unable to attack Amino Sagiri as he buffs Mind Charge, Tarakaja, and Sakukaja. We can't even debilitate him while Bewildering Fog is active. So once he lifts the fog, he immediately attacks with Nebula Oculus, and without his agility debuffed, we have no chance of dodging his attack after Bewildering Fog. So, similar to Shadow Kanji, we need to get rid of more than half of Amino Sagiri's health in one turn to avoid Bewildering Fog triggering. The total HP of Amino Sagiri is 8,000, so we need to output a ton of damage. Sadly, every single time we fail, we have to reset, go through the randomized maze of floor 1, go through floor 2, which is thankfully fixed, fight Adachi again, and then do another attempt against Amino Sagiri. And if you're wondering why we can't set a fast travel point on floor 2 or 3, the simple answer is that the game doesn't allow us to use a Goho-M inside a Magatsu Inaba. It can only be used within Magatsu Mandala. Now sadly, leave it to get better equipment is not an option as we already have the best equipment. So we're gonna be here for a while, guys. What? Ah, you're kidding me. He can actually go for an Almighty as well? Okay, Amino, you are gonna be a pain in the ass. No! Great reflection, guys! Great reflection, but damn it, Naoto, you should have dodged the fire. You should have dodged the fire. You should have dodged it, then we would have beat this disco ball. You should have dodged the fire. No! Naoto, can you stop getting hit? Bufadine. Oh, yes, you actually use your evade ice skill. Nice. Not that it matters, because Teddy gets hit with physical. No! Nope. Uh-oh. No! Okay, maybe I'm not doing so good, guys. I don't know. Please dodge this attack, everyone. We're doing so good. You? How dare you? How dare you? And so, that was the end of day 2 of Magatsu Inaba. So yeah, as much as I am glad to see the challenge getting hard again and getting those hits back again, it's honestly irritating because within 2 out of 3 streaming days, we have taken more hits in this dungeon than the amount it took to get up to that dungeon. So, on day 3, we continued to fight Amino Sagiri. Damn it, Teddy! No! God damn it, Naoto! You resist it, dodge it! But yeah, that's the thing, is that even though everyone's agility is up and his agility is down, that's not gonna guarantee that we're not gonna get hit. So, Agudine, hopefully this downs him because we have a decreased magic with Yosuke. Yeah, we have a decreased magic with Yosuke. Oh, thank you. Okay, guys. Maybe having Yosuke with us is too much of a risk. Yeah, Yosuke is way too much of a risk, guys. So we'll just brush him with a broom and carry on. Okay, so I'm going to switch back to Teddy because Teddy actually makes sure that we finish Adachi off in 2 turns. Yeah, having Teddy actually is much more useful than Yosuke, but We'll see how Yosuke fares in the Amano Sagiri fight. But for all I know, Yukiko is probably gonna get, like, ironically burned or something. Actually, she can't. She'll naturally nullify that. Oh, everyone dodges. Good. Ah, no. I should have put the Makarakarn on Yosuke. So Yosuke is a failure in this run, guys. So Yosuke is not worth it. I'm switching back to Teddy. Alright, so Trumpetor, Debilitate. Okay. Now the big question is, do I use like Makarakarn or Tetrakarn, or do I trust that everyone is gonna evade or null the attacks? Thank you for dodging. Everyone didn't get that. Great. So, Mind Charge with you. Mind Charge with Naoto. Mind Charge with Yukiko, and Attack with Teddy. Okay, now the strategy is that when 3 party members are Mind Charged, so if I do get hit, I want to test a theory first. I want to test a theory first if I do get hit, but hopefully we dodge everything. Hopefully we dodge all this. Oh, yes we do. Come on, dodge one more. Oh, yes! Okay, so we have a Mind Charge Yukiko, and Naoto. Let's try this. See if we can defeat him, and... Oh my god, guys, we might be able to do this. Okay. Should I go with a physical attack or a Megatama? You know what? It was helpful the last time. Let's do that. I swear to God, if this works, then... Come on. We did it, guys. We did it. We beat it, Amano Sagiri Damageless! It's done! We did it! Yes! I'm not gonna scream because it's gonna kill my throat, but we actually did it! Mankind's desires are my desires. You have shown me the potential of a damageless run. I am impressed. So now I offer you Third Awakening abilities. Yes, we did it, guys. And so, after 45 hits in total in Megatsu Inaba, 28 from Envious Giant, and 17 from Amano Sagiri, we apprehended Adachi, cleared the town from the fog, find out there's canonically a character named Makoto in every Persona game, and max out the Judgment social link. We have solved the murder case and finally beaten what could be the final dungeon to the game to get the good ending to Persona 4. So yes, it's possible to get the good ending without getting hit. But obviously, this can't be considered a full challenge run without the last 2 optional dungeons that most people miss out on unless they're aware of it. But we're gonna do both of them and get the true golden ending. So as Christmas and New Year's rolls around, we visit Margaret, who tells us that Marie has gone missing. We asked Margaret to find Marie for us, as that is also required to do Marie's dungeon and get the Third Awakening abilities. So until we get word on Marie's whereabouts, we return back to school for the 3rd semester on the 10th. And started as early as the 11th, as seen with the lineup of friends here during lunchtime, we could start gaining Third Awakening abilities on any maxed out party members. Now, the usefulness of these abilities will differ, but the upside with their Third Awakenings is that they will gain an additional nullification, so the more party members we have with their third personas, the more protected they will be in battle. Now, the Third Awakening abilities in this run can range from okay to unnecessary to downright broken that they are a necessity to make this run possible. The 3 skills that we will definitely need are from Naoto, Chie, and Yukiko. Naoto's Shield of Justice is the ultimate saving grace of the Damageless run. It costs a whopping 160 SP, but the use of it is that it will nullify any attack on the party for 1 hit, almighty damage included. And since the late game bosses will have 2 turns per turn, this skill is essential to make sure we get past 1 turn damageless. The second useful skill is from Chie. Chie will learn Dragon Hustle, which costs 150 SP, but the use of it is that it will be an all-party heat riser. And while we can manage the first 3 turns thanks to the 2 auto skills for agility and attack, Dragon Hustle will ensure that we have our agility and attack buffed in 1 turn without having to use 2 turns to buff ourselves. The third useful skill is from Yukiko, which is Burning Petals. This is essentially a multi-hit Ragnarok, causing severe fire damage to all enemies, and if any of it gets repelled back, Yukiko will drain it. Needless to say, it's a good damage dealer to get through the remaining fights quickly regardless of the run that you're doing. Now, the only other skill that will be convenient for us but not a necessity is Risei's Complete Analysis, as this will display the full affinities of our enemies, so I don't have to look it up on the wiki to know what attacks to go for. But even if I don't plan to use every party member, I did go out of my way to gain everyone's Third Awakening persona just in case. I also take Naoto on her remaining bike ride trips, and by going every single day she's available, I should have Angelic Grace by February 2nd. However, for some odd reason, the game completely skipped over a skill, as I was able to get her Angelic Grace by her 4th bike ride trip. And when I went to see what her 5th bike ride trip would do, nothing happened. I don't know if the information online is wrong, or if this is a bug, or if this is a change exclusive to the Steam version, but honestly, I'm too lazy to find an answer. I'm just glad that I have it earlier. So with Angelic Grace, Naoto should be able to double her evasion rate to all affinities, and while this doesn't include light or dark, she naturally repels light and dark, making Almighty the only attack that she doesn't have an increased evasion rate to. I also maxed out the Strength social link with the fellow athletes and the Hermit social link with the Fox, while using Nighttime to either strengthen my bond with the fellow athletes at the Shrine, do my part-time jobs for money, or fish on a snowy day for the Guardian, as the Guardian can provide a full SP recovery to one ally, which may or may not come handy in the final dungeon. The schedule can get surprisingly tight here, as there was so much I wanted to do but had little time to do it. But I did at least take my priority party members to the movie theater, and I also showed Teddy how to do it.
Oh, it's a bear hug! I can do that! My heart's beating so fast! I feel like I'm being swept away!
What the hell are you two doing?
After exams roll around, we go on a skiing trip. During the second day, we get lost with the boys in a blizzard and...
Hey, wait up! Whoa, dude, stop it! What the hell are you doing? Quit fooling around!
We have to find out, right, Senpai?
No! Sensei, stop it! You'll fall in!
Hey! They're still dressed.
Anyway, we find a TV in the cabin, and Margaret pulls us into what is known as the Hollow Forest. This is apparently where Marie shut herself away, and if she were to die here, the entire Hollow Forest will collapse in on itself and our memories of Marie will be erased. But since we don't want to go the vanilla route where we act like Marie never existed, we spent the entirety of February 13th to save Marie. Now, this dungeon is an entire dungeon you gotta do in one day, and unfortunately, while we do have the option to go shopping is worthless for this dungeon as the Hollow Forest has a unique gimmick that makes it stand out from the other dungeons. For one, we are stripped from all of our equipment and items, and we can only work with whatever items or equipment we gain within this dungeon, and we can't use them outside of the dungeon. The other gimmick is that, upon completing a battle, we are stripped of half of our SP. While this may sound bad, the two saving graces are Risei's Vigor Song, which restores 10% of our SP before it gets halved, and, at default, we have the Partied Stone, which invigorates 8 SP per turns during battle. And we can increase the amount of SP we restore by grabbing better accessories within the dungeon itself. On top of that, we can gain Repel Armor as early as floor 5 from Golden Chests, and we have items for SP recovery, escaping the dungeon, and breaking enemies' affinities to neutral. A lot of people seem to hate this dungeon because of how much it limits you, but to me, I actually quite like it. It's a good challenge and a nice change of pace in the normal gameplay where you and only your persona stay the same, but you are taken out of your comfort zone and forced to come up with a new strategy. And in a damageless run, this honestly makes the dungeon even more unique as we can't rely on tossing items to hit weaknesses like we did in the previous dungeons. So what I did is take Shiva and added light elemental skill cards, and thanks to Invigorate 2 and 3 and Spellmaster, you can invigorate more SP per turn than he is using SP. While this doesn't guarantee that all enemies will die in one all-out attack, it is a good advantage to avoid taking damage and downing the enemies as soon as possible. This dungeon is really gonna test us, and we're gonna do whatever we can to leave this forest without a single bruise or splinter, so let's do this. On the way, we have two mini-bosses to face, Gorgeous Cane and Heaven's Giant. Gorgeous Cane on floor 4 has 3 different gimmicks. The first is that he's resistant to elemental, but is weak to physical, but he takes so little damage from physical attacks that all of our attacks have to come from an all-out attack. The second gimmick is that he will spawn in 2 enemies constantly after we defeat them, and the third is that he mostly casts ailments on our party or drains our SP. The strategy? Down everything and kill everything in an all-out attack. Rinse and repeat till all of his summons are gone, and until he is eventually gone. Very easy to do without taking damage. Heaven's Giant, however, is a big worry since it's supposed to be a harder version of Envious Giant. You know, the #1 boss that took the most amount of hits in the run to finally beat? Well, Heaven's Giant nullifies all elemental damage and resists physical attacks, and while he thankfully doesn't have any counter skills like Envious Giant had, Heaven's Giant serves as a tutorial boss fight for the boss fight at the end of the dungeon. While fighting shadows, you come across elemental break items, and since fire is our most efficient damage dealer, we break Heaven Giant's immunity to fire, and the rest, I'll just show you via stream footage. Alright, good, we're good. Okay, so we have Trumpeter equipped, so we're going to debilitate the enemy. We gotta treat this as a big boss battle. Okay, 20 SP, 50 SP. Oh, this actually does a full party SP recovery, so that's good. Alright, so Shield of Justice. Alright. So we're gonna Mind Charge with the Yukiko. Mustard Bomb. Bufadine. Yes! Oh, yes, I'm so glad I got Angelic Grace. Nice. So let me just use the Firebreaker. Oh, crap. I don't know if it has, like, counter or anything like that. shoot. Okay, come on. Do high damage, please.
It's quite tenacious.
Okay, I think I have a good chance at this. So, burning petals. And... Alright, good. We did it.
I broke a sweat.
Woo! That took, when I did Envious Giant, that took 29 attempts. 28 hits, and the 29th attempt was the successful attempt. Thankfully, Heaven's Giant can be beaten damageless very easily. So, with both mini-bosses beaten in one go, all that's left is to face Marie and save her. We find out that she's actually one of the Sagiris that we fought in the previous dungeons, known as Kusumi no Okami, and that her role is to consume the fog inside of her that covered up our town. However, she would have to sacrifice herself to avoid the fog escaping and consuming the world again, as it's bound to take over her body at any minute. But we try to convince her that while her truth may be a horrible one, we're going to do whatever we can to find a compromisable solution to save her. This story gets a lot of flak from the community, and yeah, it does feel like an unnecessary plot point that you could have cut out, but I do love Marie's storyline and dilemma here. That no matter how awful the truth may be, there is always a way to compromise for you to live a better life and continue to make happy memories. It doesn't add much to the plot, but it's a beautiful addition that I think gets way too much hate than it deserves. I mean, sure, it sounds like a fan fiction and all that from a goth girl or something, and it's obviously a golden exclusive edition, so it's kind of distracting when it doesn't match up with the other plots, but honestly, I really do like it. Anyway, there's two different boss battles, Marie and Kusumi. Now, the worrying factor is that both of them will have first turn, with both of them starting with an almighty attack. So we need lucky evades to get past the first turn unharmed. And since all armor within the Hollow Forest has an evasion rate of 1, we can only rely on everyone's agility and the use of Auto Masakukaja. So let's go for it and see how many hits it takes to beat Marie. That sounded like a fart right there.
Here goes. This is for your own good. You still don't get it?
Oh, nice. So it only hits 2 people, but nobody got hit from that attack. Okay, sweet.
Light won't work. Watch yourself.
Okay, so we have to aim for elemental attacks. Okay, so everyone dodged the attack or didn't even get hit. So we're gonna debilitate Marie and beat the living crap out of her. Okay. Shield of Justice. Let's do this. Off to a good start. Let's hope it lasts. Alright. Okay, and she doesn't have 2 turns. That's good. That's good because then we can just switch to Cert or whoever and just attack her with every strong attack we got. Alright. I don't think I need to do Shield of Justice anymore because once we get past halfway on her health, then we pretty much win this first phase. So, Burning Petals.
Flowers walk. Stay out of this. Just leave me alone.
Well, we practically beat her.
Leave me alone.
Okay, Shield of Denial. So all of our attacks will repel if we try to attack her.
Don't waste your time with fire attack.
So now the only thing that we need to do is just make sure that we have Loki equipped. Because Loki has Auto Masakukaja and Ollie Dance to guarantee we evade the next attack. So now we just need to guard through this. The only thing that we can do in the meantime is pretty much make sure that Naoto is fully healed, or fully has her SP.
Thank you.
So Seeds on Naoto. So her SP is going to be half during the second phase. Guard.
Persona.
Oh, what are you going to give us, Rise? Defense increased. Thoughtful, but not useful. Sweet, we did it. Once again, once Kusumi starts, she will go for an almighty move called Run Amok, and the chances of all of us dodging that first try is... Yes! We dodged that. Oh, yes! Run Amok is an almighty attack. I knew that was going to be the first attack. As long as everyone evades the Run Amok, then we have a chance at this. Yes! Okay, we dodged the Run Amok. So let's debilitate. So we have Dragon Hustle at the ready just in case, but what we're gonna do is that we're gonna Fire Break. Actually, no, we're not gonna Fire Break yet. Actually, no, we're gonna Fire Break. We're gonna use the Fire Break. And then we're gonna use Shield of Justice. Alright, let's do this, guys. Mind Charge. Alright, so she's struggling. That's good. I mean, not good that she's struggling, but good for us. So, Mind Charge. Let me just check what we have here. We'll restore 50 SP on everyone. I guess we'll Augidine. Oh my god, we're actually close to the end already. Okay, so what were you guys saying, like the majority of you who said that the Hollow Forest was going to be impossible? Because I just beat the entirety of Hollow Forest without taking a single hit.
Did we do it?
No reattempts, I did the entire Hollow Forest damageless, one shot, no hit. So take that, you naysayers. So yeah, what many of my viewers thought was going to be the ultimate run ender actually turns out to be very easy to beat damageless. If you were to attempt the damageless run in any dungeon, I highly recommend trying Hollow Forest damageless. It's probably the best and most fascinating dungeon to beat without getting hit, as you can't rely on throwing items to down enemies, and honestly, the damageless route didn't make this dungeon annoying. I say it enhanced the experience. So yeah, if you ever reach the Hollow Forest, I highly recommend trying to beat it without getting hit. Not only is it possible, but I think it's the most unique dungeon to show it's possible. So, with Marie saved, we go to the hot springs where the boys get a big ding-dong so large that it knocks over the wall into the girls' side of the hot springs, causing Marie to...
Marie-chan, electricity here's a bad idea!
Disgusting creeps! I hate you all!
Thankfully, with some good evades or nullifications, we all survive that. Next day, we spend Valentine's Day the real way a man should spend it. Sausage parties and breaking the heart of every girl we brought to our room. This may be painful, but this is a challenge run against physical pain, so psychological pain is fair game. And because I didn't help Nanako with her homework, she forces me to try her so-called chocolate, and I get poisoned. But since I have a soda in my fridge, don't worry, as long as I don't take any turns, I don't take damage from this. Nice try, Nanako. She was actually the killer this entire time. Anyway, on March 20th, we wrap up and pack up everything as Yu is ready to go back home on the 21st. But before we're ready to go back home, we say our final goodbyes to all of our maxed out social links. And then, the game asks us if we want to go home. Most of us probably said yes as we head home, go on the train the next day, and the credits roll with the good ending. That's right, you heard me say good ending, not true ending. In order to get the true ending, you have to say no, head to Junes, read a letter that you got from Adachi that Nanako never clearly gave to you before you left the house, and you find out that the case is not truly closed yet. While you may have solved the murder case, the case of the Midnight Channel itself is unsolved. Now, in Persona 3 and 5, it's at least obvious whether or not you got the true ending in those games, but in Persona 4, there is no indication of this true ending route existing. While this true ending route does fix any plot holes you might have thought of, this is without a doubt one of Persona 4's biggest problem. No player in their right mind would think that there's more to the game unless they're aware of it beforehand. The only reason I got it on my first playthrough is because I got the good ending first, looked up why I couldn't get rank 10 with Adachi, so I did what some random Google search told me to do by reading Adachi's letter, as that's what maxes out his social link, and little did I know, this would lead me to one more dungeon. So if it weren't for Adachi's social link, I could have easily missed out on the proper ending because the developers poorly implemented this part of the game, and it's even less obvious in the vanilla release of the game as Adachi never had a social link. If you keep no backup saves and you looked up whether or not you got the right ending after you have saved to clear data, you would have had to play the entire game again from scratch just to get this true ending. Or you just simply never knew it existed until you eventually watched a challenge run. I don't know who in their right mind at Alice thought this was good game design, but rant aside, yes, this means we could beat Persona 4 Golden along with the Golden exclusive dungeon and get the good ending without taking damage. But it wouldn't be a complete challenge run unless we do what is definitely one of the most evasive true final dungeons that have ever been implemented in the series. We backtrack to who we first met in town, trying to figure out who started the rumors of the Midnight Channel. We get the Orbicite from Igor, and we discover that even a god has to get a crappy, underpaid job just to make a living. We confronted the gas station attendant who we shook hands with at the start of the game, and as we enter into the creepypasta version of the game, she reveals herself as Izanami, Izanagi's wife/sister, who started everything and created the Midnight Channel. With her threatening to cover the world in fog again, we get our team together and head into the true final dungeon, Yomatsu Harasaka. Once we reach floor 3, I tried grinding for the best evasion equipment for males that can be obtained from the Void Quest, but it can only be obtained on a rainy day. The problem is, despite the wiki saying that I only need one thing of rain steel, I sold like 3 of these and still could not get the best evasion protector for you, so I just decided to live on chances and proceed on with the final dungeon. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna face up against the first mini-boss of the dungeon, which is this Minotaur. So let's see if this, nope. We got hit. So there we go, we got our first hit of the dungeon. Is there an armor that grants you repel physical? No, there isn't. Actually, I just realized if he does only do physical attacks, then I'm pretty much safe with you. And Chie has a 20% chance of it being repelled. Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you for dodging. Alright, so let's debilitate. Alright, Shield of Justice. Ah, shit, the stream is lagging? Seriously? Well, hopefully it slows down and I should be fine. Thank you for evading that. Okay, let's go to Cert. Ragnarok. Oh, never mind. I defeated him. Good. I didn't need to mind charge or anything. Okay, there we go. Now, the only other optional boss fight left in the game that we can fight is the Reaper. The Reaper is a New Game Plus exclusive in the original version, but can be fought anytime in Golden. Although, unlike Tartarus and Mementos where staying on a floor for a while spawns death in, Persona 4 actually makes it harder to fight the Reaper as it's heavily based on chance. Once you open a certain number of chests, you'll hear chains rattling, and if you open up a normal chest, the counter for the Reaper resets. What you have to do is open up a trap chest where a shadow would usually pop out of, and unlike with normal shadows, you'll get a warning that the Reaper is in the chest. So we take our chance and see if we can kill Death Damageless. Alright, so... Oh shoot, I just realized that Naoto's thing is down, and I don't have the chakra rain on her, do I? Ah, damn, I came into this very unprepared, guys. Oh well, let's just see if we can do this. Alright. We'll switch to Cert. Mind Charge. Uh-oh. Oh no! I forgot about that. Shit. No. I forgot about that. Because it takes 2 turns per turn, it will actually remove the debilitate after its 3rd turn during a 2nd turn. So I have to debilitate twice during 2 turns. I guess we can Dragon Hustle everybody. Just kind of up everyone's evasion rate for an extra 2 turns. Okay, Shield of Justice. So it takes 2 turns per turn. Oh no, you were about to kill her with something that is useless. Okay, you debilitate the hell out of this enemy, please. Dodge this. Sweet. I'm so glad I got Angelic Grace because, oh my god. So glad I got Angelic Grace. And come on. Oh, good damage, but it's not enough. We're gonna debilitate the enemy again. Can we survive the 2nd attack? Oh, shit. Wait. Oh, thank you, Rise. Thank you. Should I Mind Charge for this, or... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna just do it. I'm just gonna do it. Not gonna Mind Charge for this.
I couldn't do it.
Maybe that was a bad idea. I've debilitated the enemy twice in the same turn. Now I'll switch to Cert. Ragnarok. Maybe this was a bad idea, but let's see.
Persona.
And... Yes! Thank you, Rise. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And there we go, guys! We did it! GA just kicked the Reaper to death. We did it. So, yep, it is possible to defeat the Reaper damageless. We've proved it. We did it. We only got 1 hit. We did it. Next, we face the final mini-boss of the game, and a fan-favorite boss from Persona 3, the Sleeping Table. Miragidine. Okay, that was like 2 drains, right? 2 drains and everyone else dodged that? Hold on. I have to check the stream because I'm not sure if I took damage from that or not. Okay, good. So, Chie evaded, Naoto naturally nulled, and both Yukiko and you drained it. So, I'm good. I'm actually good.
Light won't work. Plan B, anyone?
Alright, so physical's fair game, so I'll do that.
Last one.
Yep, the Sleeping Table, so... Here we go, Sleeping Table, so everyone's favorite Tartarus Guardian from Persona 3. I'm glad I can make that reference now, because, yeah. Alright, so let's debilitate. Let's Mind Charge. Evil Smile. Blocked. Alright, good. Alright, so if it only has one hit per turn, then I essentially won this already. I essentially won this fight, so... switch to Surt, just Ragnarok the hell out of him. Oh my god, guys, this boss is so hard.
The shadows are getting stronger as well.
Well, guys, I never thought I'd say this, but the sleeping table was easy to defeat Damageless. I did it first try.
Darkness won't work. Oh, Senpai, that was perfect.
Alright, and if I remember, I can't really attack that enemy, so...
Light will work on it. This should be a snap.
Okay, so... Actually... Let me do that. I'm gonna switch to Kaguya. And just do this. Alright, sweet.
Wind won't.
Electricity, electricity,
You can win this.
and ice. Okay, so multi-electricity and then ice.
Enemies down.
What? Wait, what? No! Oh no, guys, no! Wait. Oh, Kaguya is neutral to electric. I just took damage there, guys. Shit! Oh my god. Why did I do that? Please tell me that I saved after beating Sleeping Table. Path 6. Did I save after Sleeping Table, or do I have to fight Sleeping Table again? Why? Yeah, I have to fight Sleeping Table again. Because I did not save after fighting him. But at least I saved after defeating the Reaper. But I guess it doesn't matter. As long as I prove that's possible, then that won't matter. Crap.
Oh, that's not. Darkness won't work.
And Chie took damage. Great.
Are you all right?
No, I'm not alright. Oh my god, now I have to worry about getting past Sleeping Table, who I got past first attempt. Actually, maybe I should go in without Chie. Maybe if I go in without Chie, I might have a chance at this, because it seems to go with a multi-fire attack. If I go in without Chie, maybe I might have a chance at this, but then again, it might go with something else. Go with fire, please.
Oh, that's not.
Oh, evil smile.
Darkness won't work. Yukiko-senpai scared. Justice is with me.
Okay, well, I essentially got to a point where it is possible. It's just Yukiko is now scared. Okay, so should be fine from this point on. Alright. Paralyzed with fear. Oh no! Oh, I forgot about the ghastly whale thing, but... Thank you.
Go for it.
Already in effect? Cool. Oh man, this is scary. Okay, I think I got this. Just burning petals and I'm done. There we go. And now, it's the moment of truth. The moment that you've all been waiting for. Outside of the Shadow Yosuke fight, for reasons I already explained prior, it's been possible to beat every single boss fight and optional boss fight up to the final boss fight without getting hit. The only other optional boss fight left in the game is Margaret, but she can only be fought on New Game Plus, so she's out of the question. So now, with you, Yukiko, Naoto, and Chie, we're gonna see if it's possible to beat Izanami and end this crazy idea of a run once and for all. Let's do this and seek that truth. Alright guys, so call dibs. Is this fight going to be possible damageless? This is the final fight to essentially prove the entirety of Persona 4 Golden possible to beat damageless. Is it going to be possible? Let's find out the truth. While wearing Gekukan uniforms. Essentially what we're going to be doing is essentially making sure that everyone has at least some sort of protection on them. There we go. Shield of Justice. Let's do this, guys. Let's see if this entire damn game is possible damageless. Maziodyne. Okay, so she only goes for one hit, so that's not bad. She only goes for one hit at a time, but we're gonna debilitate again just so we can have more turns to hit her. Yeah, I think we do more damage if we just attack physical with GA. But we'll see after a few more turns here. But yeah, if I win first try, then yeah, I didn't need that armor. Already in effect, so burning petals. Damage! Oh, what's that? You were trying to hit me? Were you trying to hit me? Huh? Were you really trying to hit me? Aw, that's so sad. So sad that you couldn't hit me. So do we do more hits with Bufala or our physical with Chie? Oh, she seems impervious, so here we go. This is the point where we just need to essentially keep our guard up. And we need to mind charge with Yosuke, or not Yosuke, Yukiko and Yukiko and you.
Can you not understand? It is impossible to defeat me.
So we just need to keep the mind charge up. We need to keep the SP up on everyone. Attack inverted. Okay, so we can just up everything with GA, so no problem. So mind charge. Okay, Dragon Hustle. Or actually, now let's not do that. We're gonna actually go with some of the other items that we have. So raise everyone's attack and evasion rate, and right now evasion rate's more important, so we're gonna raise this. So we're only using 80 SP for Shield of Justice. So essentially Naoto is purely Shield of Justice, Chie is for buffing and occasionally attacking. Okay, what are you gonna buff Chie, or I mean Rise? Defense! God damn it, Rise, that's not useful. Okay, so that's up. And we'll attack normally. So she's impervious to everything. Good. Okay, so we're mind charged for now. Now we just need to make sure that we keep her debilitated. We'll see who will be laughing next phase. Hopefully us, but let's see. Spirit Radio, we'll restore SP later. Assault signal. Alright. So we'll need to restore some SP on Naoto next. Because it takes like 3 or so turns before we eventually use Orb of Sight, I think.
You understand nothing, I see. Ignorant mortals.
Battles. Oh, thank you for using the time to mind charge. That gives me time to actually do something with Naoto. Alright. I'll keep you debilitated. Dragon Hustle everybody up, so that way everyone's attack and evasion is up. Make sure the stats last longer. So I don't need to use Shield of Justice, it's already in effect. So I could mind charge with Naoto, actually. Keep her mind charged just in case. Okay, now I just need to restore some SP on Naoto. Oh, okay, you can't use the fish. You mean I fished for all those guardians and I can't use it? Okay, I see. So yeah, you can't use the guardians, so I did all that for nothing. Make sure we keep her debilitated. At this rate, it will be impossible to defeat Izanami. You recall what Igor and Margaret told you.
That is a crystal of power, which you have nurtured through your journey. An ore that repels fabrications of all sorts, dispels lies, and shines upon the truth. Truth is a thing which only appears to those who have observed, considered, and made a choice. At the end of the path So the Orbicide begins to unmask Izanami's true form.
So here we go. We did it. So now it's just the final phase. If we get her health completely down to the point that she uses thousands of curses, then the entire run is possible. Well, this is what happens when you turn a dead person into a supernatural being, and when that dead person committed incest in her life.
I'll teach you the truth of your minuscule existences.
And actually, this is very fitting to the mythology, because the whole point of the Yomatsu Harasaka is that Izanagi goes through it to find his dead wife, so the fact that she's a skeleton is actually very close to the mythology.
We've never seen anything like her.
Okay, so if I debilitate her first phase, it will not carry over to the second phase, but here we go. Izanami no Okami. So let's debilitate. Yeah, and everyone should have, like, an attack up, right? Like, everyone should have, like, an attack up. I mean, let me just make sure. There's no way to make sure. Oh, well, I guess we'll use the supersonic on everyone, just in case. Alright, Shield of Justice. Okay, and you're already mind charged because I set that up beforehand, so let's do Burning Petals. See how much damage we can take out of her.
The stage is already set for your demise. I'll end your lives here.
Mind charge, okay, so we can survive second turn, no problem. Please give us something useful, Risei. Ooh, charged and focus. That's really good. Defense down? Okay, good. I think we're actually good, guys. So we're going to debilitate again because she will lose that debilitate the next turn. Alright, so we just need a good strategy here. So, Salt Signal, Shield of Justice. Oh, it's already in effect. And I already mind charged beforehand, right? Good. So let me just drop an Augudine on her. Good. Oh, it's already... Oh, right, because Risei charged everyone. Oh my god. Guys, we actually might be able to do this. Are you kidding? Wait, that's already in effect? Guys, I think we just beated the game. Damageless. Let's do this. I think we just did it, guys. I think we just beated the entire game damageless. Well, let's Shield of Justice just in case, because I think we just did it. I think we just freaking did it. I think we just did it! Oh my god! It's possible, guys! We did it! We got to the scripted attack! Thousands of curses. Even with Shield of Justice, this is going to happen. We did it! The entire game is possible damageless! Yes!
Not you.
I didn't even need that evasion armor after all, guys. Yes! Yo, bitch! That's it! I'm gonna Ragnarok the shit out of you for doing that to my friends! And let's Shield of Justice again! Oh, it's already in effect? Okay, cool. Well, let's Makarakarn you, just in case, just for that extra protection.
Don't give in. Please get back up.
It's unfortunate that our battle must end this way.
Honestly, not that unfortunate. Honestly, Izanami was a lot easier than I expected. Whether it be luck or whatever, she actually didn't really attack me at all. But there we go, guys.
Get back up. Just once more.
5 more minutes, guys. Stop disturbing me. So yeah, we cannot dodge these attacks. This is 100% scripted, so we have to take this damage.
Powers rival mine.
And here we go, guys. The moment of truth that we've all been waiting for. Myriad truths. So the word of power that banishes all the world's curses and falsehoods. So we did it, guys. We frickin' did it. We came such a long way. So in the end, yes, you do have to take force damage, as eventually at some point in your life you will have to take force damage because that's just life in general. But this run has proven to us that you can get through the hardships of life without taking damage. You will take psychological damage, and that's inevitable, but physical damage can be avoidable as long as you're well prepared. All these characters came for one truth, but we came for one truth and one truth only. And the truth is, it is possible to beat Persona 4 Golden without taking damage. And there you have it. It is indeed possible to beat Persona 4 Golden and get the true ending without taking damage. And I gotta say, this run was awesome. I know it may seem like the most painful thing ever, but as long as you're very prepared for the fights, it's actually a lot easier than you'd expect. The hardest parts of the run were no doubt the Shadow Rise and Shadow Teddy fight due to having to grind for magic mirrors and the most powerful magical skills early in the game, and the fight against both Envious Giant and Amino Sagiri are brutal as their moves and our chances of evading every attack relies heavily on RNG. But it is possible, and we have a run to prove it's possible. Now, unlike my Persona 5 runs, where I don't recommend trying out the run for yourself as it heavily limits the joy of the game, I actually do recommend trying Persona 4 Golden Damageless. It actually provides a unique way of playing the game that doesn't limit your preparations for battles ahead. The grind may be a bit of a slog, sure, but as long as you focus on completing quests, use the wiki to find out enemy weaknesses, use items over skills to down enemies, customize the difficulty to earn the most amount of EXP and money, and take advantage of the golden hands through RNG manipulation, you can level up pretty fast. Though I would absolutely not blame you if you went for a New Game Plus run instead of a new game, or took the grace period on these 4 boss fights. Otherwise, I do recommend this run, but only if you played the entire game yourself. So, with you returning back home and coming back after realizing that home actually sucks, we find out that our team has different hairstyles in 4 months than they had in 11 months, and we end the game with a smile on our face, proving that physical damage will happen at some point in your life, but it's possible to overcome the dangers as long as you prepare yourself for it. Until then, this is another Persona Challenge run completed, and one I'm happy to have done. And special thanks to all Patreon backers, including Supersonics58, Supersonic 1014, Soyboy Lib Cog Salvando, and Darkwing Spartan. And be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and ding the bell for more It's a Gamer content. I'll be sure to come back with some more challenge runs and reviews in the future, so be sure to stay tuned for those. Until then, farewell everyone, and stay safe.